Alright, so now we're ready for basically the third video in this installment. So we're still on section 4.2, okay? But this is talking about potential energy, okay? And so potential energy is what objects that are not moving, so motionless objects, can have. This is energy that's stored, that some objects store. So example I have here is like an apple hanging in a tree has stored energy. Basically that stored energy is called potential energy. And so the energy it gets is from the height above the ground. And then of course then if the apple falls, it converts that energy into energy of motion, basically then your kinetic energy. So there's lots of different types of potential energy. One type of potential energy that we have is called elastic potential energy. Elastic potential energy is potential energy that it comes from things that are stretched or compressed, such as rubber bands, springs, things like that. Then you have chemical potential energy. Chemical potential energy obviously comes from different chemical bonds. So when bonds are broken, bonds are formed, we get energy from those. Gasoline, for example, stores energy same way food stores energy in the chemical bonds, and we get energy, we use that energy for things like, for example, the gasoline we use to run our cars, food we use in order to run our bodies, those sorts of things. The most common type of potential energy that we use in physics is a type that we refer to as GPE, gravitational potential energy. And this is a type of energy that we have due to the position of an object above the Earth's surface. So anything basically that can fall has GPE. It can be calculated by using this equation right here, the fact that GPE is equal to mgh, where the m, of course, is in the relationship to the mass in kilograms. The g is gravity, and of course we're talking on Earth, so gravity refers to 9.8 meters per second squared. And then h is referring to the height of the object, meaning how high it is above the ground, and of course that's going to be in meters. Alright, so let's take a look. A couple things about this equation here. So according to the equation, the GPE of an object can be increased if you increase its height above the ground and you increase its mass. Those things can take and increase the gravitational potential energy. If two objects are at the exact same height, then the one with the larger mass has more GPE. Now let's take a look at this equation. So GPE equals mgh. So we need GPE, m, g, or h. Now, one thing I did not mention is that gravitational potential energy is an energy, so it will be measured in joules. And when we're filling this out, one of the nice things is we will always be able to fill out G. So we always have one of the values. Okay, so this one's talking about a coffee mug that has a mass of 0.3 kilograms. So we have the mass, and it's 1 meter high off of the table. So, and we want to find this GPE. So this is going to be a straight multiplication problem. So 0.3 times 9.8 times 1. So look, we just have to take our handy dandy calculator, and basically for this one, take 0.3 times 9.8 times 1, and we get 2.94 as the calculator answer, and then you have to label it in joules. Alright, and then let's look at another one. Okay, so we're solving for a different variable on this one. Again, though, you're still using the same equation. The fact that GPE is equal to mgh, and so GPE M, G, H, and we know the gravity is 9.8. So let's see, they give us the mass is 0.15 kilograms. And they're telling us that the GPE is 73.5 joules. So find the height. So setup would be 73.5 is equal to 0.15 times 9.8 times h. So mathematically, I would go ahead and multiply these two together. So 0.15 times 9.8, 0.15 times 9.8 is equal to 1.47. So I have 73.5 now equals 1.47 h. And then now I just have to solve for h. So 73.5 divided by 1.47, and h is going to be equal to 50, so 50 meters, because you would label height in meters. Alright, one more. Alright, so GPE equals mgh. GPE, mgh. Alright, so this one, let's see. 200 meters, so mass, oh, nope, sorry. Height is 200 meters. We have 9.8, can't forget about that one. And then they give us a GPE of 117,600. So we're solving for m. So 117,600 is equal to m we don't know, times g times height. So again, mathematically, multiply those two together, 9.8 times 200. Okay, so we still have 117,600 on that side, m 1960 on that side. So that just means now mathematically you're going to take and divide each side by 1960. So I have an m that's going to be equal to 117,600 divided by 1960. So you get 60, and your label is going to be kilograms because you're solving for mass. Alright, so that's all I have to talk about as far as potential energy goes. We'll have one more video to go with this sequence.